Striker Scorpion 82 is now sponsored by Warhammer Combat Cards, a card battle game featuring your favourite Citadel miniatures from the 40k universe. Free to download and play, link is in the video description below or on the channel homepage, and by using the unique link it helps support the channel. Thanks and enjoy the game. Right, welcome to this review for the new Eldritch Omens box set here. Really the main focus of this is the new revamp for the Eldar, the new models. Some units are being revamped and resculpted, and then the exciting thing is to see new units, new concepts being developed by Games Workshop as well. So an ancient race, an old faction that's been around since the very early times of Warhammer 40,000, but Games Workshop, I think, making a good move, introducing some brand new units as we anticipate the new codex. So what I'll do here is it'll be like an unboxing. So we'll take a look inside, what you get, and then we'll zoom in on some of the sprues, especially the new Eldar stuff. Talk a bit about my own Eldar collection and plans for the future, and then we'll also have a look at the rules as well for the new Eldar units as well. So first of all, big thank you to Games Workshop. They sent me a copy of this through the post, which is very kind. Check out Goblin Gaming for discount 40k. So for example, a set like this, you can get a hold of it. I think their discount is around 20%, which takes a nice chunk off the price of a box set like this. So 40k, Age of Sigmar, load of other gaming systems as well, hobby accessories, paints and sprays and so on. Then check out Goblin Gaming. There is a link for them in the video description below, and when you use that link it does help support the channel. So it is quite a thin box here, so it's not overloaded with stuff. I believe the recommended retail is £125, so steep enough, but whether that's good value, then you're welcome to leave comments about that in the comments section below. Obviously it's the gateway to getting a hold of the new Eldar models, which are glorious for sure. So it's Chaos models, and then for the Eldar it's all new stuff. So it's a resculpt of the Rangers, a brand new alt-up with multiple options. We'll have a look at that kit, it's very, very cool. And then also the brand new two-man sniper bikers, which I think is a great concept, and the rules looking particularly good for those. So I imagine I've got a lot of Eldar paintings to do. I'd love to do a complete overhaul of my Eldar army, real celebration of the new sculpt. It's obviously going to take a bit of time, but the great thing about Eldar is you can just immerse yourself in one unit at a time, because often the design of them, the colour schemes for them are completely different. So if you're looking for an army where you'd do a completely different colour scheme for each unit, then Eldar is the army that you can go for. There's so much variety and a celebration of colour with the Eldar. That's one of the main reasons why I like them. You know, you can go from one extreme, from striking scorpions with their very strong green, yellow, black colour scheme, and then shift right over to something like shining spears with the official colour scheme, which is almost, you know, brilliant white, and then some electric blue or some blue added into that as well. You've got fire dragons with their glowing orange colour, you've got warp spiders with their unique colour schemes. So there's so many colour schemes to go for with the Eldar. And then of course you've got your own craft world that you can do. So there's your own colour scheme that you can invent with that as well. So tons of artistic license with the Eldar. So if you're looking for variety, I would say Eldar offer the most of that out of all the factions. And then on top of that, the sculpts as well, they're beautiful. I mean, Eldar have always been a strong range for their sculpt, and they've always looked good. The original sculpt and from the current models before they're being replaced has been excellent. They've stood the test of time, they've been out for years. And now these resculpts the Games Workshop are doing are superb. So, very good indeed. So they supply you with this. It's double-sided, one with a barcode and one without. I think I'd like to frame this. It's a beautiful piece of artwork. Just put it there on the screen. Beautiful. So, excellent. I'm glad Games Workshop keep this up. Keep the artwork coming. Superb. So, good start. And then, so you've got chaos stuff in here. You got the Mauler Fiend, like so, and there's the other part of the sprue. So we won't zoom in on that one. That's the Mauler Fiend. I'm already running 3 of these for my Thousand Suns collection. Something flew off the screen there. It's the stands for the flyers or for the bikers. And so then you get your Chaos Space Marine sprue across here. Again, not going to zoom into this one, but superb sculpt on these. Fantastic, beautiful job. So those are available inside the box set as well. Then you've got your HQ choice here. I think it's a Warp Smith, I believe. That's him. Just there. And it's good to see Chaos getting resculpts and so on. It's good for them. Been a bit of a despised faction, which is a shame because there's sort of the direct contrast to Space Marines. But they are getting some new stuff. And then now, what we've got here is the Eldar Rangers. There's some new gizmos and gubbinses on these as well. We'll check out the rules for them, but there are some new bits that games are actually added. But we'll zoom into the sprue and take a look at the sculpting work. So, I think they are bigger than previously. I think you just get a little bit of shrinkage with something that's cast like metal or the resin. Just get things just come out a little bit more shriveled, a tiny amount. But with plastic, they seem to fill out more precisely, and I think the models would be a bit more filled out, a bit bigger. And the poses are quite, with plastic, I guess you can get a bit more dynamic with the posing as well, which can help to make the models look a bit bigger as well. Because when you're casting with metal and also with resin, you're sort of having to be a little bit careful as the way the models pose. You're able to get it out of the mold, so it's a bit more restrictive. But here with the plastic, with multi-part kits, you're able to go for something a bit more elaborate. I think that's the way it works. So just rolling around. Here's a new bit of technology here. Not new, it's ancient, but it's been discovered now with the new codex. And then just the different poses, like a sight finding equipment here. The rifles, lovely size to them, lovely elegance to them. They are a beautiful race, the Eldar. Yes, they are. Rifles here, and all the equipment like slung across the back, probably that one. A blade across here as well, these Rangers. Loads of options. Fantastic kit. Binocular type equipment here as well. So I would paint these up. I do have Rangers already. I'd paint these up in my turquoise and white to black colour scheme, I think, as per usual. And then go for like an effect on the camo cloaks. With those, you can go for something quite sort of fancy of those. Something to sort of, previously went for like a green and browns fading out to the grey to match in with the basing and the urban colour scheme that I go for. So I'll probably repeat that again. So if you like the colour of my Eldar Craft World, which is sort of a spin-off from Brazil, there is a painting tutorial for them on the channel. So it's how to paint Eldar, and it's the Wraiths I'll show you how to paint. But you can use that colour scheme for all of the Eldar sort of Craft World type infantry, and also things like Wraith Lords and tanks and skimmers and wave serpents and so on. So you can use that colour scheme for all of those units as well. So you can find that tutorial on the channel. There they are, that's the Rangers. And then, yeah, there's another sprue, there's another bit to the Rangers here as well. I'll give you a little bit of architecture here, a little sculpture for going on a base. Which, I don't know, be handy for objective mark or raise the banners or something like that. So there's a little accessory that you can use for your Eldar force, which is nice to see. But that's another part to the sprue just there. So that's the Rangers. There's 2 units left. There's the bikers and then also the Autark to take a look at as well. So you've got Autark sprue just here. So this is your multiple choice. With this, all different weapon loadouts that you can go for. So I imagine Eldar players are going to have a lot of fun with this. There's loads of different combinations you can go for. Whether it's fully magnetizable is another question. I imagine you can magnetize most of it. I don't know. I know I should. James will tell me off if I don't. Yo, Yeah, I should magnetise, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. But you've got your sculpting here for the base. Glad Games Workshop been doing this, just creates a nice feature there that you can have for your basing. And then you've got the main body just here. These are bigger. They're way bigger than the other previous sculpts. They just feel nicely filled out. Beautiful. So massive improvement. Front part of the torso here. What looks like a second option for the torso. Interesting. Cape at the back. And then you can go different options with the head. So you've got the bare head here with a big avatar-like hair coming out the top. Or you can go for this winged option just here, which is a very nice option indeed. I'm liking the look of that one. Or I believe there's another one here, it's like a scorpion type one just here with the crest on top. So 3 head options. Lots of weapon options here. So you've got an Eldari chainsword, a fusion gun you can go for. Loving the idea of the warp jump generator. I may well go for that. To have a mobile character that could zip around the board, it's very, very useful for 9th edition. You've got, is that a force shield, I think, for him. So, you know, your 4+ invuln save. You've got the Reaper launcher there for a bit of heavy firepower. You got the glaive just here, and the rules pretty good. We'll see that a bit later on. You can go for your regular pistol if you want. And there's also the Death Spinner option available here as well. So I think this is a brilliant, brilliant kit. You probably want to go magnetised if you can, but when I come to build it, we'll see how practical that is. Beautiful. And then we have the bikers, the sniper bikes, the 2-man sniper bikes. Fantastic concept. 10 out of 10 for the idea. Brilliant, brilliant job. We'll see the rules for them later on. So it's a bit more of a stubbier front to it than your regular biker with a longer nose. Same kind of size on the chassis just here, and then you've got your 2 bikers, or the two men that go on top, the sniper rifles, and they also come with the underslung scatter lasers on them as well. So you've got, they are snipers, but also they can provide firepower as well. Sort of doing 2 things at once, I guess. You've got the firepower of regular Wind Rider bikes, and then they snipe as well. So you're actually sort of getting 2 things in one with these. And obviously you can fire at different targets with them. Snipe one thing, scatter laser at something else. I think that is an option to do that. So there they are. So it's my honest opinion, brilliant concept, amazing sculpt, and I think again, sort of a fast, pretty durable. When you see the rules, pretty durable. They can perform a function, so they've got the manoeuvrability for 9th edition. Firepower's not too bad at all. In fact, the firepower is superb, as we shall see as well, because the benefits, the decent firepower will affect all the weapons on there, the sniper rifle, but also the underslung scatter lasers as well. So I think this is a good job from Games Workshop. Exciting models, just fresh, new concept. So a very good idea indeed. But that's them, just flipping that over so you can see the other side there of those bikers. So exciting models for the Eldar. Very, very good indeed. The rest of the box then, we've got the Eldritch Omens book, which we'll take a look at, especially the rules. You've got your usual assembly chart across here, just showing you how to build the models. There's the Eldar there at the back. Yeah, even if you're not going to go a full army of these, this could certainly be an element of your army. You know, scouts, snipers on bikes. You know, a good detachment to have in your Eldar force. There's this, which was covered. I've already had a look through the book. Bases. What do you think? That's the 28mm, I believe, width bases here. Just they're in between the older, smaller bases and the 32s. Are sort of that nice medium kind of size. I think Games Workshop are going to go with that now for the Eldar as standard. 3 larger bases for the bikers. And again, I'll paint those up in that turquoise colour scheme with the snipery camo cloaks on them. That's the base for the Mauler Fiend. The little fly bases, and then there's the this one here, which is for, it's for something. I think it's for the Chaos Army, that one. whatever that one is. A bit strange. Whatever that is for. It's not for the Eldar, so it must be for the Chaos stuff. We shall quickly find out. Yeah. Maybe we won't. Yeah, it is included. 60mm base. Oh right, I see. Okay, so that's for him. That's for the Warpsmith. He has that sort of biker base. Interesting shape they've gone for with that one. The Terminator base would have been better. And then you've comes with your Space Marine, Chaos Space Marine transfer sheet just here. Nice, there's 1,000 tons. And then across here the Eldar transfer sheet, which I think must be the same unless they've changed it. It looks pretty standard, but it is Games Workshop 2022, so maybe this is a new one. But that's the current transfer sheet that's available as well. So that's what you get inside the box. What we'll do next is we'll have a flick through here and then we'll come to the rules. Thinking of Eldar, we'll take a look at the brand new rules for these new units. Alright, so what we'll do is we'll take a look at the publication here. It'll show you the painted models and then we'll take a look at the rules as well. So your Suriani of Samhan, and then the Black Legion, the Dread Prophecy, Serpent Strikes. Just giving you an idea of the layout for the Nakmund subsector. There's that piece of artwork repeated. And then a showcase here, so Chaos Space Marine, which is a brilliant job. It's brilliant to see Chaos Space Marines resculpted by Games Workshop, and the other stuff just there. And then there's the new Eldar models. So the 5 Rangers, the Autarch, and then the 3 Shroud Runner bikers. So onto the rules. Missions, which you can play, just the themed set here. Crusade rules, which we'll just skip over that, we'll just get to the regular 40k rules here. Data sheets, so obviously they are referencing back to the new Aeldari Codex, which is obviously not available yet, but you can get a pretty good idea of the rules here with these stat lines at least. So we'll start with the Autarch and run through this model here. So what we're looking for is a customizable, useful HQ choice. So power level 4, it doesn't come with points values, so all it is power level 4, maybe starting at 70 odd points, something like that. Movement 7, weapon skill and ballistic skill 2+, strength 3, toughness 3, 5 wounds, 4 attacks as base, leadership 9, 3 up saves. So a pretty good stat line, generally good. Then the Autarch is equipped with a Shuriken Pistol, Starglaive, and Plasma Grenades. So, right, okay. I'm just looking for Plasma Grenades. It's not entered on here. So I have to look somewhere else for that when the book comes out. The Shuriken Pistol, I think the rules are just the same for that. Range 12, pistol 1, strength 4. It is -1 now. So Shuriken's got a little bit of AP -1 with it, which is pretty good. It's got Shuriken special rule and it's damage 1. And then if you stick with the Starglaive, which is that long blade, I do like the look of that. Then obviously a melee weapon, ×2 strength, so fights at strength 6, which is excellent. AP -3, straight 2 damage, no minus to hit rolls. So I think generally a good weapon. A real killer, real deadly against heavy infantry, a Primaris killing type weapon. So Starglaive I think is great. That's what it comes with as standard. So this model Shuriken Pistol can be replaced with one of the following. So you can drop the pistol, which people are bound to do that. You can take a Death Spinner, a Dragon Fusion Gun, or a Reaper Launcher, so plenty of options. So I'll run through those. First of all is the Death Spinner, range 12, assault D6, so very random with a number of shots. It is blast though, and it is auto hits with the target against the target as well, which is very good. And then strength 6, -2, and 1 damage. So yeah, it's all right. Short range damage output is low, and it's random with the number of shots. I probably wouldn't bother with that one. It's probably a cheaper option, or cheap enough option to go for. You can go with a Dragon Fusion Gun. And you're kind of wasting your 2+ ballistic skill on something that auto hits the target anyway, so I probably won't go for Death Spinner. But that bodes well for Warp Spiders. If those models are getting 2d6 shots, auto hits, strength 6 -2, auto, pretty good. So that bodes well when the Warp Spiders are re-released. I'm probably going to get a resculpt. Surely they must. I think the impression we're getting, Games Workshop resculpting everything, I think that's the impression I'm getting here. They're sculpting too much stuff to do half a job and leave you with half old models, half new models. I can't see them doing that. So if we'd have had maybe 1 or 2 resculpts and then the codex, then yes, maybe it would have been a limited revamp. But I think what we're looking at here is a full-on revamp of the range. So remember, Hounding Banshees are done already. Rangers are now done. So it surely must be that Striking Scorpions, Fire Dragons are all going to get a resculpt. We know Dark Reapers have been resculpted, so I think it's the full range, which is how it should be done. This is a good job. So Death Spinner's not so good on him, but I think on other units like the Warp Spiders, they'll be great. Dragon Fusion Gun. Next, range 12, Assault 1, Strength 9 now, or Strength 8, Strength 9, which is excellent. AP -4. D6 +2 damage as standard, D6 plus 2 damage as standard, D6 +4 if within half range. It's a potential of 10 damage for one shot. A nasty, nasty weapon. So yeah, that's definitely an option for sure. Although it is just the one shot, so got to watch out for that being blocked or failing to wound and so on. Or you can go for the Reaper Launcher. So with that one, you've got 2 options. It is a heavy weapon, so if you move, there's that -1 to hit rolls, which is a bit annoying. Star Shot, then range 48, heavy 1, strength 8 -2, 3 damage. And then Star Swarm, heavy 2, range 48, strength 5 -2, 2 damage. Out of those 3, I would take the Fusion Gun. That's the way I would play it. This model's Starglaive can be replaced with a Scorpion Chainsword. The Scorpion Chainsword gives a bit of an indication of what the Striking Scorpions will be like. +2 strength, so pushing over to strength 5, so it's excellent for Striking Scorpions. AP -1 on the Chainsaw, which is more good news, and 1 damage. Each time the bearer fights, you do get the extra attack with the weapon as well, so really good Chainsword there in the form of the Scorpion Chainsword. And then you can go, this model can be equipped with a Warp Spider Jump Generator. So this is what I'm thinking of getting here. The bear has a move characteristic of 12, so nice and quick. Gains the jump pack keyword and the warp strike ability. So you deep strike in. Each time, I believe so, it says here, check the codex. Each time this unit makes a normal move, battle focus move, advances, falls back or makes a charge move until the move is finished. Models in this unit can move through models and terrain features that cannot finish a move on top of another model or its base. When the bearer's unit makes a battle focus move, it can move up to 2d6 instead. When determining the distance, if 2 or more dice result of 1 are made, the bearer's unit suffers a mortal wound. So there's some chance of taking a mortal wound and an extra 2d6. Fantastic. Yeah, it looks very cool on the model as well, so I'm liking the idea of that. So that's another option. You can go with a Howling Banshee mask, and again giving us some idea of how the rules will work for Howling Banshees. So if an enemy unit is selected as a target of a charge made by the bearer's unit, the enemy unit cannot fire Overwatch or set to defend. One enemy unit is within engage range of the bearer, subtract 1 for the attacks characteristic of models in that unit, and the enemy unit is not eligible to fight this phase until after all eligible units from your army have done so. So there's a stack of bonuses there with the Howling Banshee mask. You can't Overwatch, you can't set to defend. It's -1 to your attacks characteristic, and it forces you to fight last. So Howling Banshee mask is pretty potent, and would be mightily useful on the Autarch. So there's something else to consider. And then if the model's not equipped with Warp Jump Generator, Warp Spider Jump Generator, or a Howling Banshee mask, this model's Shuriken Pistol and Starglaive can be replaced with 1 Fusion Pistol, Banshee Blade. So Fusion Pistol is D6 damage, strength 8 -4, pistol 1 range 6, and it's +2 damage if it's within 3 inches. And then the Banshee Blade, which is +1 strength, 8 -4, 1 damage, as 1 Mandible Blasters and 1 Swooping Hawk Wings. So Swooping Hawk Wings gives you movement 14, it's nice and quick, and you gain jump, pack and fly keywords and the winged descent ability. So if you don't take the Walk Jump Generator or Hounding Banshee Master, smaller Shuriken. Okay, there's a little bit of restriction going on there, because I like the Mandible Blasters. So you can't take, for example, by the looks of it, Mandible Blasters, no, or Hounding Banshee Master. No, there is, it's quite flexible. So then comes with Battle Focus, Strands of Fate. Obviously you need to check the codex for that. On Path of Command. So whilst a friendly craft world core unit is within 6 inches of this model, you can reroll hit rolls of 1. That'll be for shooting and for close combat. It does retain the 4+ invuln save in the form of the Force Shield, and you get Superlative Strategist. Whilst any unit from your army with this ability is on the battlefield or embarked upon a transport vehicle that's on the battlefield, you can use the command reroll stratagem twice during each phase instead of only once. So useful enough. Yeah, useful enough. So this all looks good. We'll show you the rules for Mandible Blasters. Each time the bearer makes a melee attack that targets a non-vehicle unit, a modified wound roll of 6 inflicts a mortal wound on the target in addition to any normal damage. So that's scary for him. It's tough choice, that is. Hounding Banshee Mask or the Mandible Blasters. Probably the Banshee Mask edges it, just for the fight last ability. But again, Mandible Blasters, exciting loadout there for striking scorpions. So Eldar have been upgraded here for sure. Potent enough. Yeah, and when you're painting up multiple units, you're specialising them, so you can call upon your whatever aspect warrior unit you need to do a particular job. So firepower support, you want Dark Reapers, the striking scorpions to dish out mortal wounds, and banshees to shut the unit down, and so on. So that's another, you know, each thing that you need for your army, you can fulfill that with a completely different unit, painted up in a completely different style. So we'll go through Rangers here. It's power level 4 for unit of 5. You can go up to 10 of them. Movement 7. Now what they've given them here is weapon skill 3+, ballistic skill 2+, which is fantastic for snipers. Usual strength, toughness 3, 1 wound, 1 attack, leadership 7, and the 5+ save. Shuriken Pistol and Ranger Long Rifle. The Long Rifle is range 36, heavy 1, strength 4, -1, 1 damage. You can ignore Lookout Sir roll, and then any wound rolls of a 6 inflicts a mortal wound. It's quite a standard sort of sniper rifle. Shuriken Pistol, usual rules. For every 5 models in this unit, 1 Ranger can be equipped with 1 of the following. So if you have a 5-man squad, you can go for 1 of these. Obviously if you've got a 10-man squad, you can take 1 of each. So it's a Gloomfield or Wire Weave Net. So Gloomfield, each time a ranged attack is made against the bearer's unit, if the attacker is more than 18 inches away, then the bearer's unit is treated as having the benefits of dense cover against that attack. So -1 to hit rolls to hit them. So yes, right. And you've got to remember it's just more than 18 inches away, so yes, okay, it's probably going to cost you 5 points, 10 points to have that upgrade. And then the Wire Weave Net, once per battle, when an enemy unit declares the bearer's unit as a target of a charge, you can choose for the bearer to activate the Wire Weave Net. If you do so, roll 1d6 on a 2+. Bearer's unit suffers D3 mortal wounds. Until the end of the phase, subtract 2 from charge rolls made for any unit that declares a charge against the bearer's unit. So there's a chance to try and protect them from being charged. So a couple of clever little upgrades. And then advanced positions, so probably something like not deep striking, it's like infiltration type rules for them. Strands of Fate and Battle Focus. So the Ranger Cloak, each time a ranged attack is allocated to a model in this unit whilst it's receiving the benefits of cover, add 1 to an additional, or to any saving throw made for that attack. So like cover +1, you get +2, so that 5+ save becomes a 3+. So yeah, they're okay, Rangers alright. Yeah, they're okay. The problem is with snipers now is, in previous editions they're more powerful because often characters had just a few wounds, so sniper shots will, you know, you could kill a character off quite quick. But now you're getting characters with increasing levels of wounds. We're seeing this across the codexes coming in, more and more wounds. being given to units, and so it's making a sniper's job a lot more difficult. So, you know, shooting these against, say, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wound target, it's going to take snipers ages. I'm presuming that target's just going to wander around in front of them to be shot at. So it's a difficult task for snipers. So, ugh, tricky. So whether they're worth their value just to kick out a few sniper shots, just at 1 damage. There's the slight chance of mortal wounds, but there's not much potency with them. These bikers though, what lacks with the potency of the sniper rifles, you gain in a lot more durability and speed and more firepower here with these Shroud Runners, so these may well prove to be a much better option. So we'll run through these next. But I think this is a fantastic concept, beautiful idea here with the new Shroud Runners. So here it's power level 4 again for these, 3 to 6 in a unit. You know, these like your backfield objective holders, big time, definitely. Movement 16, so very, very quick. Weapon skill 3+, is off to a good start. Ballistic skill stays at 2+, which is excellent. Strength 3, toughness 4, 3 wounds each because they're 2-man bikers, similar to the Harlequin bikes. 2 attacks base, strength 7 and 4, leadership 7 and 4 up save. So, range along rifle and scatter laser is the weaponry. And the great thing about it is the scatter laser that they come with, that's firing at ballistic skill 2+ as well. They are core, so they can benefit from bonuses that affect core units. The range along rifle we've just covered. I believe it's a heavy weapon because it's a biker model. There's not the -1 to the hit rolls, another advantage in putting the snipers on top of these bikes here. And the scatter laser, range 36. I thought they were heavy 4. They have changed. It's heavy 6 now with these. So heavy 6 at 2s to hit, strength 6 minus 0 and 1 damage. But 3 bikers kicking out 18 shots at 2s to hit, and then a further 3 shots with the sniper rifles as well. So that's all. I think that's pretty good. If they're cheap enough in points, I think it'd be worth going for them. Battle Focus, Strands of Fate, Ride the Wind. So each time a unit advances, it's an automatic 6-inch move. So 16 and 6, it's 22 inches guaranteed. Fast. These are turn 1 objective grabbers and so on. And they may not be a scary unit as far as fighting is concerned, but they can move on to an objective, and if it's clear there's no enemy units nearby, they can endure perhaps firepower coming through. Because you've already got your 4 up, say 3 wounds, toughness forces, there is a bit of durability with them. You've got the Shroud Runner Cloak. The bearer can gain the benefits of light cover as if it were infantry, so you can drop them into a ruin, I believe, or park them behind Unitron containers, for example, and count as infantry. And remember, that's a base of a 4-up save, so you're going to get +1 to that, but it gets better than that. Each time a range attack is allocated to the bearer whilst it's receiving the benefits of cover, you get an additional 1. So all of a sudden, now they're kicking out a 2-up save with cover. Nice. And then Swift Scouts. Start the first battle round, models of this unit can make a normal move. They cannot end this move more than 9 inches away from enemy models. So a normal move, that's a potential of a 22-inch move by the looks of it, because you've got a normal move to them is move in advance if they so wish. So yeah, they get to make a normal move, so you can make an advanced move there if you want to. How interesting. So you've got a very dynamic type unit here which can kick out a fair bit of firepower, very, very swift around the board. It's decent level of protection from them by making use of cover and so on. So all round, I think these are a great concept, and rules wise, I think a useful unit. And they're not going to be a game winning unit, but as far as a tactical choice is concerned, absolutely yes. And you can run them in smaller units, units of 3 I think would be useful, maybe a couple of units of 3 to move around the board, not sapping too much from your resources. I imagine maybe there'll be something like 30 points each, something like that. If that's the case, then 90 points for each of those I think would be well worth it. So that's it, that's the new units there for the Eldar. brilliant to see them finally being resculpted. The range of Eldar models has stood the test of time. They've been out for years now, and it's a credit to the original sculpts that were done, or the latest sculpts that were done. But Games Workshop now is starting to revamp the Eldar, and again, credit to them, they're doing an incredible job. It's very, very exciting to see these new models coming out, plus these new concepts, as we've seen in the form of the new sniper bikers. So that's the review. Leave your own comments on the new Eldar models, the new rules. What do you think of the sculpts here? What do you think of this box set as well? Check out Goblin Gaming, link for them in the video description below, for discount 40k and a whole load of other gaming systems as well. When you use that link just in the video description, it does help the channel. So keep a lookout for more reviews on the channel. Hope to do a good revamp on the Eldar. It may take a bit of time, but looking forward to getting stuck into painting Eldar once again. But that's the review. Keep a lookout for more reviews on the channel. Thanks for watching, and tune in next time.